Hello, everyone. So my name is Frankie. So I'm from the Hong Kong Polytechnic University. So today I'm going to present a topic which is about design for education landscape and future learning, Hong Kong's first year English course case study. So probably lots of the inside teachers in Hong Kong will have the same question then. So how can we actually make the students engage, and particularly maybe during the semester then. Throughout the whole semester, maybe the students will have lots of commitments. So that's why maybe they really can't get involved in the lesson then. So here comes like the overview then, for my presentation today. So the first part that I would like to go through will be about traditional English classroom in Hong Kong tertiary setting. And after going through the traditional English classroom in Hong Kong tertiary setting, I would like to move on to talk about something related to the background of study, like students' background, and I will also cover something like course learning outcomes, course coverage, problems encountered by students, and also together with the mode of delivery, throughout the whole semester then. And also I try to cover some of the things like survey results, and I'll also make some calls relating to student and teachers' perceptions. And towards the end, I'll try to wrap up with everything by including the pedagogical implications as well. So my presentation will not last too long, which is around like 15 minutes then. So I welcome any questions that you may have at the end. So when it comes to the traditional English classroom in Hong Kong tertiary setting, to be honest, we'll say the traditional English classroom in Hong Kong will be just like one-way street. So traditionally, education has relied on teacher-centered approaches quite heavily, where lectures were the main source for knowledge transference then. And regarding the setting of the traditional classroom, so you can imagine that lots of the rows of desks will be placed facing forward. We could just find with lecturing was the predominant form of instruction then. So in other words, if the students really want to have much more interaction with teachers, it will be very difficult then. Not to mention some of the interaction in between students as well then. So now in the 21st century, I think it's really time for us to make a change. So according to the researchers team, Paul, and also together with his task force then 2020, the education system has gone through a paradigm shift from traditional system to smart learning environments, and from a teacher-centric system to context aware anytime, anywhere, student-centered approach. So now let me try to move on to my study then. So basically the research was conducted in one of the Hong Kong EMI University, and all the participants, that means like the freshmen here, will complete the compulsory free credit EAP course then throughout the 13 weeks. And the teacher needs to meet the students face to face, basically 3 hours per week then. And some of the tasks that may involve here will be including like independent learning activities and also some of the written tasks together with the presentations then. So actually throughout the whole course then, the students will be equipped with academic writing knowledge and practice along with disciplinary specific research skills to prepare them for the major studies then. So we would say that these courses would seem to be a little bit more generic, and actually the course can be applied to all the different disciplines regarding like the academic writing. So here comes like the course learning outcomes then. So hopefully at the end of these course, the students can refer to sources in written tests and together with oral presentations. And also students will hopefully can paraphrase and summarize materials from written and spoken sources then. And then thirdly, students can plan, write and revise expository essays with reference to sources. And hopefully at the end, based on what they have written, and then they can deliver the academic presentations in a much more professional manner. Okay, so here comes like the content regarding the whole module then. So basically the course will be divided in 4 units. The first unit will be about in a much more broader sense, covering something related to language features appropriate for academic writing, and together with expressing the ideas in views in a much more tactful way. And secondly, The unit will be about like how we can locate the relevant academic sources, select appropriate reporting first, summarizing and paraphrasing skills, and together with citation skills and writing the paragraphs in much more coherent way. That. And the third unit will be focusing on how we can deal with the foreign against essays. And then the final one here will be about like how can deliver the presentations in a much more academic style. Okay, now I would like to highlight some of the problems that will be encountered by the students, particularly for the participants then. So according to Kong and Ha, so high schools in mainland China and also Hong Kong do not often explicitly teach argumentation then. So, or if they do, students may learn very different argumentative writing concepts than at the university then. So what I would like to add on here will be, to be honest, and maybe the way that the students learn the academic writing will be completely different from what they learn from high school together with the university. So to be honest, the students will not expect too much about like the argumentation then. So as long as they've got some of the idea, and maybe it's not necessary for them to include a lot of the interslations then in the high school. But here definitely in the high school, in the tertiary setting, so students are expected to have lots of the critical way of thinking that. So they should critically evaluate maybe the effectiveness, or even maybe they can comment on somebody people's point of view then, and then they can well justify it by providing with some more backup evidence then. And then according to the team led by Lambda, and also his task force in 2018, argumentative essay writing approaches often emphasizes direct instruction, providing lexical items and prescriptive essay structure for students to follow them. So what I would like to say here will be the students will feel much more safer and feel more comfortable if they are given a type of the templates or sample essays that they can follow them. So I think particularly this is quite common, quite a commonplace in the Asian context then. So as long as the students can get some of the sample essays from teachers, and then definitely the students will feel more comfortable. They can try to fit into different categories like background, maybe the overview, maybe the topic sentence, maybe the elaboration, explanation, and whatever, right? Yeah. And it's going to Kong and harder, right? So actually students often lack background knowledge about the topics and concepts that the instructors take for granted then. So maybe they have no idea about which way they should go then. Even though they've got topics, very holistic, very general one, they don't know how to narrow down, and they cannot actually construct the evidence-based arguments, even though they've got lots of ideas taken from the book, from internet or wherever. They can actually try to compile everything in a much more fruitful argumentation there, including like organization the ideas in a much more logical way, and somehow the students also lack the critical thinking skills there. Okay, so what we would like to conduct here will be through the research. So we have already adopted like the flipped classroom approach then. So there are altogether 5 input methods that will work together, including like videos, quizzes, reflections, peer review, together with face-to-face instructions then. So basically, the primary goal for us to adopt like flipped classroom approach here will be we would like to make the students stimulate their better recall and having better retention, and hopefully they can comprehend a different sources of referencing in a much more tactful way, and thereby leading to a more productive learning environment. So here comes like the visualized picture about how we can adopt the 5 sources of output right into our teaching that. Definitely some of them will be conducted kind of like pre lesson tasks, right? While some of them will be adopted free during the class time, and then some of them will be used as a post lesson class then. So talking about the methodology, so there were altogether 52 participants involved then. 28 will be males, while the other 24 will be females then. And all of them were studying land surveying and geoinformatics, as well as biomedical engineering. And I would say the majority of them will be from Hong Kong, while the other will be from mainland China. So here comes like, okay, the survey results then. So as you can see that, right, the majority of them, like 86%, like would say yes, they really like adopting flipped classroom approach, okay, and during their learning time. While, okay, 40 of them will be saying no, that they don't like it at all. And talking about like the sort of input then here. So we've got like 5 components, right, including videos, quizzes, face-to-face instruction, peer review, and reflection. As you can see from pie chart here, okay, so more than 1/4, okay, of them, okay, would like, okay, using videos as a kind of the source of input then. While quizzes, okay, will be pretty similar. Okay, face-to-face instruction, so they're still, okay, almost like, okay, 1/4 of students, okay, the 1/4 of the participants who may also like it. While for the other 2, like peer review and reflection, okay, they are less than 1/4. Okay, so in other words, maybe you can say that, okay, the student may have some hesitations, okay, in adopting the peer review or even like reflection, okay, in their learning time. Now, we can try to have a look about some of the accounts, okay, made by students then regarding different sorts of, okay, input. The first one, okay, will be taken from the student perception, okay, based on videos. So I think it's very helpful to be able to view the videos before and after class to review the content. I can watch the videos multiple times, stop and take notes, and press play, the play button again. I feel more prepared and comfortable participating in class, okay, activities and asking questions from time to time then. So now, okay, we've got another code, okay, regarding, okay, videos as an input. The videos and quizzes make learning easier. I can watch them when I have time and then take a quiz to see how well I've understood. I particularly like, okay, that I have multiple opportunities for each quiz. I just feel that this fits me better and I have less pressure compared to my, okay, other class then. So what you can see there, okay, will be, it seems that the students will, okay, preferably, right, okay, adopt video, okay, as their, okay, type of the tools, okay, to learn the argumentation. Well, the next one will be about the perception towards, okay, the use of quizzes then. So online quiz is really a good tool to motivate me to learn. It's hard for me to understand how much I understand how to present my arguments. As long as there's an online quiz available together with videos, this can help me remember what I've learned. Yeah. And then this one, yeah, we're taking from, okay, quizzes again. I can make several attempts to complete online quizzes, which can help me check my learning progress and how far I understand the concept of argumentation. If I just watch videos without doing any corresponding quizzes, it will be a bit useless then. So actually the students, okay, can see the value of adopting the quizzes. So if we just, okay, adopt like videos, okay, as one of our teaching tools, and definitely the student may, okay, feel that it will be a little bit useless then. Okay. Now let's try to have a look about, okay, another a code, okay, regarding student perception towards face-to-face session then. So when we come to class then, so we've watched the videos, complete the quizzes, so that we have a good idea of what we will discuss then. So before, okay, when I came to class, I often feel a little bit clueless and they didn't, okay, really know what was going on. But now it's like the class reinforced what we have done, so it is easier to see how it all fits then. Yeah. So you can see that actually, okay, we have the adopt like, okay, and the video and also the quizzes, okay, that can be done before the class then. Okay, so that's the idea. The students can try to brainstorm what they have learned, and maybe they can try to prepare something, okay, that will happen, okay, I mean, for the next class then, before they actually conduct the face-to-face session. The next one would be about the value, okay, of the peer review then. So it's good to read what have written, and when we compare, we can help each other and give ideas. But how do we know our argument is good? Even if we follow the checklist, I feel that I may be missing something. I just feel that it's good, okay, as an initial brainstorm idea, but I'd rather have the teachers help them. So it seems that the students, okay, have some reservation, okay, in, okay, adopting peer review, okay, in the learn time. So actually, okay, what, okay, we adopt here will be, we try to have the peer review during the class time. So the students can prepare something. For example, the students will be given, okay, their friends' work, and then they can actually read them over during the spare time. And then once they come back to the class, and the students are requested to form several groups, and then they can discuss among each other, giving your friends, okay, giving their friends some critical comments there. Yeah. And then here comes like the reflection, okay. So during weekly reflection writing, I can reflect what I put down in my drafts, which will help me think one step further. At first, I thought, what's the point? It seems such a waste of my time. But after a couple of weeks, so I find it's okay, as I could go back and review what I've written and why that. Yeah. So again, you can see that, okay, the student may not have very solid and very positive, okay, comment, okay, on the these sources that are reflection. And then now we can have a look about teacher's perception here. A teacher will need to create short videos with connected quizzes, create peer review sheets, read reflections, and prepare for in-class instruction. Then this somehow sounds like a time and labor-intensive work. Then. So when it comes to the end of my presentation, so I would like to wrap up with so far we have collected a very positive students' response to this flipped classroom approach to learning how to write an academic essay. Then. And students view the use of illustrative videos that broke down the writing process in a step-by-step manner as particularly useful. And actually, these videos can provide multiple explanations and interactive quizzes where they can do some practices and self-corrected skills from time to time. And they can have much more flexible and festive mode, to have their learning done. And here comes the suggestion. So what I would like to suggest here will be the videos that we would like to produce here should not be too long, right? So kind of the non-face-to-face input methods then. Yeah, 8 to 15 minutes would be fair enough, including the videos, including quizzes, right? And convey the learning messages in simple and clear way that enables learners to receive and interact with the relevant content actively then. And this is my references, and I welcome any questions that you may have at the end then. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Har, for the sharing. He is with us now for the Q&A section. Once again, if you would like to ask him questions about his work, you can unmute yourself and voice out directly, or you can also post your questions in the chat box of Zoom. Would any participants? Okay, we have a question from Marian. How do you measure the learning of the students?
So you mean in terms of the effectiveness of the argumentation, right?
With Marian?
Okay. Yeah. Basically, we would like to justify whether they have produced any nice argumentation. Because anyway, when we do the marking, we still have the marking rubrics then. So maybe we are going to justify the grade based on whether they have lots of the fruitful idea, whether they can critically evaluate maybe a certain issue in different perspectives then. So as long as they can provide lots of the properly lots of the intercitations, as long as they can well explain and well elaborated, and definitely they deserve to get high grade then. Yeah. Okay, so this is one of the parameters we would like to justify the effectiveness of the learner. And definitely just maybe what we usually do. Poly do that. So we do have the midterm questionnaire, and also together with the end of the semester questionnaire there. So from time to time, actually the student can actually voice out their opinion, right? So maybe they can say whether they like the course, whether there be any room for us to improve that. Yeah. Okay, so I hope that I can answer the question.
Thank you very much, Mr. Har. I guess we don't have much time left for another question. If you would like to raise questions for Frankie, you can type in the chat box and he will respond you through chat, I guess. So I guess we don't have any more questions coming. Okay, thank you, Frankie, for your sharing and everyone for the responses.